Good morning, grade 5s and 6s. This is just going to be an explanation on how to do your workbooks. There's really nothing new here to teach. You already know everything from this work, but sometimes when we do workbooks, we end up having a little bit of trouble. So I just want to make sure you understand how to do all the questions in this workbook. Okay, first of all, we're just remembering that we have to line up decimals. Okay, that's a super important part of how we use money. Okay, always line up decimals, same thing as just when we're talking about decimals, lining up always. So on that topic, when we have, let's say, $10, the decimal is right there, which means that's how we write $10. That's really important. I know we've talked about this already, and I'm guessing there's a few of you who have forgotten this already. We have $100. The decimal, of course, is at the end. The invisible decimal is never between other digits. It's always at the end of the number, okay? And then we put a 0, 0. That's how we do $100, okay? If we have $80, decimal, 0, 0. That's $80, okay? All right, so here what we're doing is we're just seeing he's buying a camera and a robot. So we write the cost of the robot, which is right there. We write it here. We write the cost of the camera, which is right there. I've lined up my decimals, as you can see. They're in a row, one on top of the other, and then I just add them together, okay? And then I do the same thing here for the camera and the toaster, and I do the same thing here for the toaster and the robot, okay? Now this is right here, I pay for A with $100. So I want to know what's change. What do I have left over? So I take $100, remember where that decimal is, and I subtract whatever this number is. I don't know what it is. It's going to be 90 something, okay? And I write it in here, and I do the subtraction. And the answer to that question goes right there, okay? And the same thing for that one. Now, this down here, it's really, really important that this question, this question, this question, and this question, you get them right. Because if you have the wrong numbers there, then you will have the wrong number here, 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 and here, because these answers down here at the bottom need you to use these 4 numbers from up here. Okay, so if you want me to, grade 5s, I will, you can send me your answers to these questions. You can say a gorilla costs, a cat costs, a bear costs, and a giraffe costs. And I will tell you whether those numbers are right. And you can do that before you do these questions down here. Now, if you don't want to, that's fine, but I'm just warning you that if you have these numbers up top wrong, then you'll have a problem. Okay, so the gorilla is easy. You just got to figure out what this money is here, and I'm just going to help you out very quickly. This is a quarter, and this is a dime, okay? Pause the video right here, write that down in your book so you have it. Okay, welcome back. All right, now, a bear costs this much less than a gorilla. So you have to take the cost of the gorilla minus $9.86. And that will tell you how much a bear costs. Then this one right here, this much less than a bear. So now you have to take the cost of a bear and subtract $12.74. And then for the giraffe, it costs more than a cat. So you have to take the cost of a cat and add $8.16. So you see how it builds. You go from gorilla. So if your gorilla number is wrong, then your bear number is going to be wrong, your cat number is going to be wrong, and your giraffe number is going to be wrong. So if you do this right here wrong in the first place, every other number is going to be wrong. So be careful. It's not hard. This is super easy to add up, but be careful on it. Okay. Now, grade 6s, your work is here. Now, this is super important that you do it exactly the way I'm telling you to. Some of you are going to be tempted to just do your own thing, and you're going to get it wrong. Because every year, most of my class gets these questions wrong because they don't do what I tell them to do. It's really, really easy if you do what I tell you to do. And it's really hard if you don't do what I tell you to do. So pay attention. There are $1,500 bills. So 100, let's actually write it up here. So 100 times 15, which equals 1,500. That's how much money is here. 1,500. There's the decimal at the end. There are 23 50s, so 50 times 23. And if you add those together, or you multiply those together, you get 0, 15, 1. I hadn't actually done this. 1,150. So you write 1,150, and there's the decimal. Now this one right here, you do 20 times 9. And 20 times 9 is 180. So you write 180. You see how I'm writing the decimals in a row? Now, here's where it gets tricky. These are dollars on this side. These are cents on this side. You know that. I have 16 pennies, which gives me 16 cents. This is how you write 16 cents. You know that. Do it correctly. And I have 55, and this is here. These are quarters, so it's 25 times 44. And I'm just going to use a calculator for that quickly. 25 times 54 times 44. This gives me 1,100 cents. So the question is, how many dollars is that? Well, we know we have 2 there, so it's $11. That's what you have to do there. This will go wrong for you if you don't remember your cents versus your dollars. So please be my first class that actually pays attention. Whoops, I didn't line this up correctly. But be my first class who actually does this correctly and doesn't need me to come back again later on and say, but you didn't do what I told you to do. If you'd done what I told you to do, you'd get it right. So there is your answer. The exact amount is $2,841.16. There, I've done the first one for you. I've done A. Of course, the estimate you should do first. I didn't talk about the estimate because that is just a guess. You take a look at it and you look at it and you say, I think maybe that's $2,000. Okay? Oops, I wrote 200, not 2,000. I think this is maybe $2,000. Your estimate does not have to be right. It's an estimate. It's a guess. Now, if you tell me I think that this is going to be $50, then I'm going to mark it wrong, obviously, because you have 23 $50 bills. So there's no way this could be $50. Even if you tell me it's going to be like $100, I won't give it right to you. You have to have something that's somewhat reasonable. However, it doesn't have to be perfectly correct, okay? So each of these down here now, I'm going to help you out with 2 things. First, I'm going to draw a line that divides the dollars and the cents. Okay, that divides the dollars. These are toonies. These are quarters. And these are nickels. All right. And then on this one, I'm also going to draw a line that divides the dollars and the cents. Remember, everything on the cents side has to be converted into dollars. Do not, for example, write 16 like that, because 16 cents is not the same thing as $16. All right. So here we go. This is a toonie again. This is a quarter. This is a nickel. And this is a penny. Pause it. Write this down right now so that you know what it is. Okay, welcome back. Now here, you're just writing stuff in words. I'm going to give you the first example here so you know how it goes. 3,006. Wow, that's really messy, isn't it? All right, $3,068 and 37 cents. Notice some keywords in here. I wrote dollars after I got the first part done. Everything on this side over here was dollars. And then I wrote the word cents at the end when I talked about the 37 cents there. Okay. Now here, what you're just doing is you're figuring out what it is. So if I started out with this money and I ended up with this money, how much money did I add? So this here is this plus this equals that. In fact, it's always that. That plus that equals that. That equals the thing at the end, okay? But obviously, that's not working, is it? Because I don't know what that is. So how can I add something I don't know? Well, this goes back to your algebra ideas. You know how to solve these. I'm not going to tell you any more than that. What plus this equals that? How do I figure it out? Okay? And then once you're done all of this section over here, once you've solved all of this stuff, then you can answer these questions. Okay? All right, deposit means you are putting money into the bank, and withdrawing means you're taking money out of the bank. All right, that's what those words mean. Okay, have fun with the work today.